What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Ravens Online on the Gatekeeper. I apologize for the delay. We had some tech Negro code difficulties that I thought were going to be fixed, but they're not. But regardless, let's get this party started. Once again, I have been sequestered to do a little quick stream on the events of the Baltimore Ravens. Some things that happened this week. Discuss that for a little bit. Give my comments, thoughts, concerns. Find out what y'all think about everything that's going on. You know, maybe have a little cathartic talk. Get past some of these frustrations, some of the things that we have going on. But first things first, let's jump in here and see who we got in the chat. Of course, as always, we got my man Dave on. What's going on? Well. What do we have here? Yes, yes. They got me to live stream once again. I think this is like my sixth one this week. I'm not built for this. I'm not built for this at all. Oh, yes. The merch. Yeah, like, if you like the shirt, down below. Down below, just go to the merch store. You can get a sweatshirt just like this. I got other designs, check it out if you like it. If not, it is what it is. Also, we got my man First Muthana up in here. Yes, the background. I don't know how that got up there. I think my executive producer kind of slid it in on me. The Rashad Bateman. It is what it is. What's going on, Barry? Thank you for joining us in this stream. So, where do we begin? I think we'll begin with oh, okay. Well, 1 second, please. We finally, I think we've gotten things together and straight. For y'all that don't know, LBHT crew, we roll as a unit. We support each other, we help each other out, and I would just like to bring my man on. Y'all don't see much of him, but I would like to introduce my man, Dave Sean. What's going on, bro?
What's good, bro, man? I'm sorry I'm late, man. I was real love rushing back in to get in on time, but you know,
It's all good. It's all good. How you doing
I,
today?
I'm cooling, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting stuff done. You know what I mean? How you doing, bro?
I'm chilling. I'm here doing this live stream, so I can't be doing too well.
I
But
feel that.
you gotta give the people what they want if they want it.
No cap.
We got Yolanda be in the house.
How
Good
you
evening,
doing?
gentlemen. Yes, this is such a nice surprise. I don't know how this came about. Got my man, Mr. Galloway, in here. What's going on? Listen, coming soon. If y'all don't know, if you a fan of hip hop, if you're just a fan of music in general, my man got a channel, Mr. Galloway. Check him out on YouTube. He's got some things coming up. He's going to have a show coming out shortly. I think recording starts this Tuesday, and maybe by next weekend he'll have something out. So make sure y'all go over to Mr. Galloway and support him, please. Appreciate y'all.
Sure.
We got Griff in the house. What's up, guys? All right, now
It's good.
let's jump into this because I'm not trying to be here all night. Basketball's on.
I
It's
feel that.
Friday night. Some of us got work in the morning. All right, so
Hey, not me. I feel you.
so
Well, let's
lucky,
get
lucky,
into it, bro.
lucky you. First topic we're going to discuss is Roquan Smith. The Roquan Smith trade was the only trade that the Baltimore Ravens made before the trade deadline. Um, Let me know what you feel about this trade and what do you think it means for the team or the future of the team going forward.
So I'm somebody who can always look at two sides of a coin. Like there's silver lines and everything. I think two things can be true at the same time. I know a lot of people were super upset because it seems like the Ravens, as usual, have their priorities mixed. But I think, like I said, two things can be true. Roquan Smith is a huge addition to this defense. Like we can't act like we all wasn't talking super greasy about Patrick Queen, myself included, just a couple weeks ago.
Facts.
Like, you know what I mean? It's a good signing, and I tweeted it out. Like I talk as much crap about EDC as the next man, but I mean, like I gotta give dude his props. That was a major addition to the defense, and we can't act like, despite the fact that we've given Mike McDonald everything he's needed already before the Roquan Smith signing, or the trade. Um, they weren't getting it done. Like Lamar's not out here blowing these leads. He's not out here letting Tua throw 6 touchdown passes on his head. Like that happens to your defense. So we obviously needed to go with a boost there. So I understand it, but I still feel like that people's feelings are justified in wanting a receiver as well. I feel like we're not going to miss these second round picks that much. If you have to put up the same package just with different year picks or whatever for a Jerry Judy, go ahead and do it. I'm not going to miss that second round pick that's going to turn into Bronson Kaufusi or whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Kamala Correa.
Exactly. Like it's not gonna matter. Or Courtney Upshaw. Like
Facts. Sergio Kendall.
Man, listen, it's a whole lot of misses we had in that second round. So
Facts.
you know what I mean? I think if we could have packaged a similar deal and also got Jerry Judy or even a Brandon Cooks, who I still think, can produce, just wants to play on a contender.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That would be huge for us. But as far as Roquan Smith goes, I'm genuinely happy about what him and another young, fast linebacker like PQ can go out here and do together. I think Patrick Queen's game is a lot of speed involved, and Roquan Smith is the same way, but it's more so power, in my opinion. He's got more of a thump to him, whereas he's more of a secure tackler. And I think that secure tackling has been for years a major problem for this team. Like it drives me insane the fact that we're paying these dudes all this money and they can't do the most basic thing in the sport of football, which is wrap somebody up and tackle. But you go out and get the leading tackler in the NFL, I'm sure that's going to help with that problem. I'm certain of it. So Mike McDonald don't got no more excuses now, man. That's my biggest takeaway. He really didn't have any excuses before this because you gave him a $70 million safety. You drafted another safety with the 14th pick in the draft. You got a first and a second round pick on your edge. And when the second round pick comes back, Ojabo, Owe hasn't been producing, but you still got him, Justin Houston. You went out and got Jason Pierre-Paul. Every time there's been a need on defense, you went out there and took care of it for you. So now, Mike McDonald, or Boy Wonder, as I like to call him, don't got no more excuses.
Right. Yep. And yeah, Asian E, that's a job in the middle. Yeah. I feel like, no, I don't think that really anyone can say this was a bad trade.
No,
like
he can't.
He upgrades the middle of our defense, and not only, like you said, does he have speed and he has power, but it's controlled speed, it's controlled power, which he who will not be named, he doesn't have. He'll
Say
get
his name.
Man.
Say his name.
Patrick Queen will get there in a heartbeat, but he'll show the tackle, he'll miss, he'll overrun plays. It's not controlled. He doesn't. I don't think he knows what he's doing because he played running back. He started running back in college, high school, college, and he transferred over.
He wasn't a starter at all his career in college. I think he became a starter like towards the early half of his senior year.
Yes, somebody got injured and he went and stepped up and took that in. Now, for me, once again, this trade, it was a very good trade. Once again, we are solidifying the defense, fortifying everything on that side. We should have gotten a wide receiver. Like point blank, we needed a wide receiver before we traded Hollywood Brown. We knew he was out the door because we knew that we didn't want to pay him. So that happened. Other guys that we thought were going to step up didn't step up, and Bateman got hurt. So they knew he was hurt, even if he was going to be out 4 to 6 weeks per se. They knew they needed reinforcements to come in. But for me, when I asked, what does this mean for the team going forward? In my opinion, it's going to be one of two things, and like you said, both things can be true. With this trade, Patrick Queen's not getting his 5th-year option. And I also think they may trade him after the season to recoup that draft pick because your boy loves draft picks, and we only have 5 right now.
Oh my God, he's probably losing sleep over that, tossing and turning as we speak. But you know what? I want to say real quick as far as what it means for Patrick Queen. I think it could mean two things. It could absolutely mean that we're not picking up his 5th-year option, which I didn't think was going to happen, whether we had Roquan Smith, Josh Bonds, or hell, me and you out there middle linebacker. They weren't picking up Patrick Queen's 5th-year option. But I do think that there's a chance that if he's willing to swallow a bit of his pride and not try to go out there and change the linebacker market and recognize where his value is and be smart about it if he's got a good team around him. You know what I'm saying? Him and Roquan Smith as a duo could be extremely lethal. And I think that could, you know what I'm saying? Because no other team is really going to break the bank on Patrick Queen. Like, he hasn't done anything. I think he just got his first career interception this year. Like, he hasn't done anything out of, like, not trying to diss dude. I'm not trying to say anything negative about dude. I'm not trying to act like I hate the man personally. It's not, I'm just saying he hasn't done anything to really wow somebody to want to give him that kind of contract. He's not even as good as CJ Mosley was for us. So I don't think even a desperate team like the Jets would be willing to. Yo, what's good, Brodney? But yeah, I don't even think a desperate team like the Jets would go after a guy like Patrick Queen and break the bank on him. So I think if he wants to take less as an off-ball linebacker, that could potentially be an option. I'll tell you one thing: I would rather be paying him, $6 million a year than Nick Boyle. Like, as bad as, bro, like, we gotta, if we're gonna talk about like what it means for dudes' contracts, I think the first thing when you talk about contracts, Nick Boyle needs to go. $6 million against the cap every year, and I hate to like trying to take it to left field, but you know what I'm saying? If we're able to really open some cap space and cut ties with some useless like ends and some loose ends, like Patrick Queen can realistically stay. He would just have to take less than I think he was anticipating because he hasn't realistically lived up to his first round pick status. But more than likely, you are right. They're not going to pick up his fifth-year option. They could, like you said, trade him to try to renege that or recoup on that draft pick. I don't even think they're going to get a second-round pick for him. If you got a second for Roquan Smith, you're certainly not getting a second for Patrick Queen. So I think they might have to settle on like a third, maybe a couple of fourths if they try to package it. But yeah, I think Patrick Queen's best bet, honestly, would try to be to take money as an off-ball linebacker and just, stay as a duo with Roquan Smith. I think that would be the best for his career.
I don't think it would be. For one, I mean, yes, granted, he knows the system, he knows the people, he knows the area.
Because he's not a true Mike,
Of course not. We love taking players and putting them out of position and then wondering why they don't live up to their potential. But for Patrick Queen, I think he tests the market. For one, he feels disrespected. Once a player feels disrespected, they want to go. Second of all, you didn't pick up my fifth-year option. That's telling me you don't believe in me. I don't want to be somewhere where they don't believe in me. Third, there's going to be a team like the Baltimore Ravens North, aka the New York Jets, that will overpay. Now, it may not set the market for him. Yes. Yeah, Joe Douglas. They love even before Joe Douglas got there, they love taking former Ravens. Like, they love bringing them up in the fold.
Did sign Patrick Owasso too.
Man, yes. Hey, you got Wink up with the Giants.
And we know PQ's a blitzer. We know he's a blitzer.
So they'll take him. So he'll probably take his money and run. But also for me, one of the other ramifications that I believe, now don't get mad and start yelling at me in the chat. One of the ramifications I believe is the Ravens are now stacking up on defense because they're trying to get back to the 2000 Ravens because they know for a fact Lamar is gone. They know in their heart of hearts, if they franchise tag him, he's going to be out. So I think that's why they went out and got Roquan Smith because, listen, they could have got him during training camp. Roquan told the Bears, I don't want to be here. He was linked to us. We could have traded that second round back then. We knew we had hurt people. We knew PQ wasn't it. We knew Josh Bynes was in his 42nd year.
Josh Bynes is a corpse out there, man. And I got to give dude all his props, but man, got me jacked up if I'm going to be out there looking like him at his age, running around tackling somebody.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Keelan? He's like, did you watch that Lamar interview on Rich Eisen show? Sounds like he knows he's out of here and doesn't care about leaving. Oh, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that later.
Hey, and as far as Lamar, and like if we're staying on the topic of like ramifications, like I know everybody's like first instinct is this an either or thing, right? Do we sign either or, one or the other, Lamar or Roquan? I'm doing the math myself. And by no means was I a math major in college. Never got higher than a C after 10th grade in math. But based on these numbers, if we cut ties with Nick Boyle, Chuck Clark, Patrick Ricard, and I believe one other name I'm missing, but those three especially, Nick Boyle, Patrick Ricard, and Chuck Clark, if those three names are no longer on the team anymore, then we open up another 20 something $1 million almost close to, and it puts our cap number closer to 60 because we're already at like 39 going into next year, right? If that opens us up closer to 60, now we have room potentially to sign Lamar and Roquan to the type of deals that they're looking for. Because one thing that I've heard that was interesting about Roquan Smith as a middle linebacker, even as an off ball, there's no middle linebackers making more than $20 million a year. They're not even paid like wide receivers are. So even though he wants to be paid properly and accordingly, you don't necessarily have to break the bank the way you would on necessarily a big time wide receiver, which I know the Ravens have been avoiding like the plague for some reason. But I think the order of operations needs to go sign Lamar against all odds. Like no matter what the deal is, no matter what he wants, give it to him. Like that's always been my stance, and it's not going to change. Especially considering he's going out there and working now without his number one receiver, and you've waited up until the very last minute to the point where you and everyone else are bidding for the remains of Odell Beckham. Like it's just sad, man. The remains of Odell Beckham. Just like you went out there and signed the ashes of Deshaun Jackson.
Wow.
Like it's like, and Deshaun Jackson is one of my favorite all-time players. You know what I'm saying? We got the same first name. He's got the best first name ever. But like, he's not gonna. 15 more weeks of football. If that's what you're truly banking on for Deshaun Jackson, it's not gonna happen, bro. It's unless you're going to let him play every other game. I just don't see him having the health to at 35, 36 to be able to do that. So, but yeah, man, you can absolutely sign both of these dudes. Like it has to be sign Lamar first. That has to be priority number one. Because I even feel like it would be disrespectful to sign Roquan beforehand, just because it makes it feel Lamar feel like he's not the priority, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go into this offseason with priority number one being, listen, we're not going to get another deal done. We're not going to work another move until we get this guy what he wants. Then we'll let everything else work itself out. That has to be priority number one. But you can cut some pieces to afford them both.
Yes, I totally agree. And another thing, Alejandro Villanueva, his dead money comes off. I know we have less dead money for Derek Wolfe for signing him to that extension. But the cap goes up exponentially next year.
Yeah, it does. And also, I appreciate that.
We got a super chat. We got a $10 donation from Brodney. Hey, my man, thank you once again. It says we need more Deshaun on the streams. Hey, number two. I'm number two. No, I'm number two. First,
oh, you're number two?
Suge had a ranking of his favorite host.
Oh, really?
And OTR Mike, of course, we know OTR Mike. Shout out to him. That's his favorite. Mike. Everybody loves Mike. I'm second. Brodney's third. Ferris is fourth, and Jose is fifth. God.
Damn, no love for Jose.
Jose, that's what we said. I thought Jose was number two.
Man, I thought everybody loved Jose. Dang. But I definitely appreciate that, Brodney. But yeah, man, we can definitely afford to sign both of them. We just gonna have to cut some useless loose ends. You know what I'm saying?
But you speak upon this as if Lamar wants to resign. Like that's
that's what I really meant to get after. So in terms of Lamar wanting to resign, right? Mm-hmm. I can't necessarily say he wants to leave. I think it'll be one of those situations where if we do franchise tag him, I think the worst it'll probably get is he'll hold out, let everybody know that his ass ain't playing around no more. Mm-hmm. And then the Ravens will finally buckle down and give him what he wants, probably sometime at the early or middle parts of training camp. I really do think that's the worst case scenario. I think it's more so a matter of he hasn't shown them that he's as serious about this shit as they think he's bluffing, and he hasn't really shown them that I'm not bluffing. Like I really, really, really am trying not to even have that thought in my mind of the Ravens letting the best offensive player to ever put on the uniform walk out of here because you didn't even want to give him as much guaranteed money as Kyler Murray.
Right.
Like, no way, bro. Like, I can't fathom Eric DeCosta being that incompetent. I can, but I really don't want to. Like
maybe it's not all DeCosta. But see, I wanted to
it's
say
not.
this. I wanted to
It's
say this to
not.
the end, but I see we have to jump into this right now.
Hey,
so.
let's jump into it. If we bring up Rashad, you know I got a theory on that one. I can't wait to share that.
Yeah, so listen, we're going to jump into this Lamar situation. All right, listen. It may not all be on EDC. You know, I've spoken about it. Others have spoken about it before. That the issue may be, once again, you have this black man representing himself going up against a billionaire's ego. And he can't let him get he can't let him get the best of him. Plus, you have pressure from other owners like, bruh, you can't be doing this. We're not going to turn it to the NBA. Like, that's not what we're going to do. So these are certain factors. Now, I'm going to play this clip. Hopefully, I don't get demonetized for this, but I'm going to play this clip, and we're going to discuss this.
Did you ever have a conversation with Steve Bisciotti where you said, "Hey, look, go win the Super Bowl, and tell me to put the bag on the table, and I'll do that"? Did you have a conversation with the owner of the Ravens on that front at all?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Did you?
I have a couple of opinions on that one soundbite.
Go for it.
First and foremost being, I don't even think that if Lamar did have that conversation that he would have told us. Like, I don't think he would have told us if he did have it. Like, that's one of them type of things where you keep that in-house. We know Rich Eisen's he's a real charming dude, so he'll try to pry a little information out of you, like passive aggressively, of course. But I think Lamar kind of sees through that. I think he's sort of like, listen, whatever conversations we have in terms of business, I'm keeping that in-house, and you're not going to coerce me into giving up some details. That's just how I personally feel. I think Lamar is one of them dudes who handles some business like the old school way, like you keep business behind closed doors and you lock the door. So that's my first thought. In terms of, let's say he's telling the truth. Let's say they just flat out never had that conversation, which is also extremely likely. I think this all comes down to Steve Bisciotti, and I think this comes down to the type of owners you have. And I've noticed there are several types of owners throughout the league, just like there's several types of coaches. You have some owners who priority number one, no matter what it costs, win. I need a effing ring. I need to go out there and get me a Super Bowl. Go out there and win. Whatever it costs. I don't care about the salary cap. I really don't care about these draft picks. Go out there and get what you need to win. You have some owners who aren't taking that approach. And people will say, well, it'll catch up with them in the long run. What has this gotten us in the long run? It has been well over a decade since that last Super Bowl. I was 13 years old when Joe Flacco hoisted that Lombardi trophy. I am now 23 years old and graduated college since then, fam. Come on. We got to move on. And I think that it really does come down to Steve Bisciotti being one of these owners who is more on the lines of, let's just get, you know what really told me all I needed to know about Eric DeCosta and Steve Bisciotti, because Eric DeCosta said it, but I know this was Steve Bisciotti's doing when he said, I want to win every deal. That right there let me know that winning football games is not your number one priority. You know what I'm saying? Winning negotiations, getting guys as cheap as possible, that is priority number one. And I think that Steve Bisciotti is the one echoing that, because he's not even if he's not echoing it, even if he's not the one saying it, they say in coaching, you either teaching it or you allowing it. You know what I'm saying? So he's on board with that either way. You're not prioritizing winning. You're prioritizing getting the cheapest deal done. And I really do think that's what's hindered this whole Lamar situation. And he's not going to let them lowball him. He's just not. And he shouldn't.
Thanks. For me, listen, the Baltimore Ravens have won 2 Super Bowls in their existence. Some teams never won a Super Bowl at all. Now, I, at this point in time, think the Ravens really don't care about winning a Super Bowl. They care about winning culture. They care about being prevalent when you speak of them as it goes against other NFL teams. But for me, the Baltimore Ravens are about profit. They're about making money, remaining profitable, because you can't tell me the moves that they're making are conducive of them going out and winning a Super Bowl. You can't be cheap for premium positions and pay for not so premium positions and say, oh, look, we trying to do everything for Lamar. We giving him everything. We taking this last shot to get the Super Bowl. We going all in. But yet still, you have injured people coming into the season, and then you draft injured people, and you know that you have more injured people on the way. But let me jump into the super chat. I'm sorry. Let me jump into this this donation. I'm sorry, this donation right now. Sorry about that. All right, we got a donation from Noah Driscoll. Appreciate the $5 donation, Noah. He says, "Hey, what's up, Hendo? And what a surprise appearance by Deshaun. Hope all is well with you, young king. I'm still against the Roquan Smith trade, especially since we have a generational talent in number 8, and the fact he still ain't got no damn number 1 wide receiver. Shaking my head."
But who's to say if they didn't trade for Roquan Smith, they wouldn't have gone out there and just traded for another corner, or that they wouldn't have gone out there and just traded for another useless position that isn't wide receiver, or just not traded at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cannot sit here and act like there wasn't a chance that if they didn't make that Roquan Smith trade, that the Ravens wouldn't have just sat on their hands and not done anything. Like,
Truth.
So that's why I say two things can be true.
Facts. We got another $5 donation from Noah. Appreciate you, brother. It says, also, I can't be mad at 8 if he decides to walk. He said he'd win Baltimore Super Bowl, and he would have already done that had he had a better team and organization around him. Facts. The Ravens, John Harbaugh, and the front office failed him point blank, period.
They failed him after that 2019 season, and I keep pointing back to that. Like, we're not, by chalking that 2019 season up to just at the end, we just had a bad game and we just played bad when it mattered most, that we just got to come back out here and do it better. We've been hearing that excuse for years. Like, you don't get to rest on that type of mediocrity. There's no reason you should go 14-2, win 12 straight, and lose to Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans in the divisional round, and there not be any major changes to your system or front office or staff or philosophy. Like, you can't act like that's going to happen again. So, I mean, and my whole thing is with the Ravens acting like resting on these Super Bowls and resting on their, their legacy or their reputation. Bro, do you realize we only have 2 Super Bowls? The Dallas Cowboys have how many?
Yeah, but they have 5.
Wait a minute. They have 5. San Francisco 49ers have how many?
6.
New England Patriots have 6, if I'm not mistaken. Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, there are teams who actually get to rest on long stretches of mediocrity and long stretches of having bad seasons.
But they've also been in existence. But they've also been in existence, some of them since the 20s.
Man, okay, I'll tell you this, right? We have 2 Super Bowl appearances, not just wins, appearances in franchise history. How many do the Los Angeles Rams have in the last 4 years?
Facts. They have 2.
How many do the Kansas City Chiefs have in the last 4 years?
They have 2.
Like, what's so special about ours? I'm not talking about you, bro, but I'm just saying it's like we got these, you know, Twitter heads that like to police the fandom and think that if you criticize the front office that you anti-Ravens, or they want to act like being a Lamar homer is a bad thing. Like, fam, you didn't fall in love with the Ravens because of Ozzie Newsome. You certainly didn't fall in love with him because of Brian Billick. Like,
Ted Marchibroda. Like,
come on, bro. You fell in love with them because of the players on that field. Lamar Jackson is no different. Fans need to get off that moral high horse and start with the BS, bro. But for real, in terms of the possibility of Lamar walking out of here, like I said, I don't even want to think about it, but I do have to be a realist and say that if the Ravens do call his bluff after a potential holdout in camp next year, because I do think he'll hold out if we franchise tag him, I do think that would be it, where he tries to request a trade up out of here. Because at the certain point, we got to see who's bluffing.
Oh, no, give me 1 second, please. He said the Chiefs drafted Kelsey and Hill. They didn't trade for anyone. Let's see. They just traded for Kadarius Toney.
Juju Smith-Schuster is better than everyone on our team. Every wide receiver.
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
What is it?
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
So get your facts straight before you come in here talking to no.
Who are all better than everyone, including Devin Duvernay, who I will admit has exceeded my expectations. But 50 to 54 yards a game does not make you a number 1 receiver, fam. Like, I'm sorry, it don't.
It's not even 54 yards a game. It's 39.
Oh my God. See, and I was giving dude like the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, man, like fans got to stop with this stuff. Like the Chiefs are not the only blueprint. Like I said, the Los Angeles Rams went out there and did what needed to be done. They've been to as many Super Bowls in the past 4 years as we have in 20, however.
Right. My question is, why can't we find a happy median? We don't have to go this way, and we don't have to be the Rams. Why can't we find somewhere in the middle? And people keep saying, "Oh, we don't need a wide." Listen, Kadarius Toney may not be good, but they're trying. I guess Juju Smith-Schuster isn't good either. They're trying, regardless if they're good or not. They're out there trying. What are we doing? We're signing street meat from the ground in the corner store, from that truck, talking about, yo, what you got in the wide receiver selection? What's going on? What can I get $5? And
us acting like the Ravens don't need a wide receiver is the equivalent to that one friend in the friend group. While everyone else has finally gotten their license and everybody's finally gotten a car they own, you still got this one dude that insists on taking the bus. Like,
this is true.
Like, it's not this old school style of like, we don't need a wide receiver. Do you think that Jalen Hurts sprinkled pixie dust on himself before the season? Like, do you think Stephon Diggs came in and performed some magic voodoo on Josh Allen to make him throw it to him better? Like, can we just call a spade a spade? Joe Burrow looked like Kyle Bowler without Jamar Chase. He can't beat the Browns. Like, so I don't want to hear this stuff about we don't need a wide receiver. Like, yes, we do. And even if Lamar doesn't need a wide receiver, because to this point he still played like a top five quarterback, just imagine the leap he will take if you pair him with an elite wide receiver.
Facts.
It's not rocket science.
My question is, who is Devin Duvernay, James Prochet, and Tyler Wallace? What other team are they starting for? What team in the NFL would they start for?
Oh, in the NFL? Oh, I don't know. Maybe somewhere in the XFL.
Juju's not a Hall of Famer, but he's better than anything we got.
And that's my thing, bro. Fans always like to shit on these other wide receivers like the ones we have as somebody special.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
If Juju Smith-Schuster stinks, in y'all's opinion, then what does Devin Duvernay? Because he's certainly, even though he's having a good season, he certainly ain't Juju.
No. If Juju was so bad, why did we try to sign him last year? If he's all that bad. Now, if Juju was a Raven, then you'd be speaking a different tune right now.
Man, if Juju was a Raven, we would have a major TikTok community in Baltimore.
Tell me what Rashad Bateman has done.
The same as Rashad Perriman?
Right. Since Bateman's such a Hall of Famer and he's this number one dude, what has he done other than drop passes? All year long. He's dropped a pass in every game this season. Every game. Not one game this season has gone by since that he didn't drop a pass.
And since we on the subject of Rashad Bateman, every time in the offseason when media analysts and even fans would try to just defaultly say, oh, they've got him Rashad Bateman, so you got him a number one receiver now. They would just brush it aside so casually and act like wide receiver wasn't still an issue. Like that Rashad Bateman solved all issues. And I'm always screaming at the TV, hold on. He hasn't proved anything.
All right, listen, this is the last time I'm going to address this. You said what team was Edelman starting for? Is Edelman not an MVP of a Super Bowl?
Julian Edelman caught 100 balls.
Is he not a Super Bowl MVP? What team is he starting for? He's damn sure starting for the Ravens, and he would be the best wide receiver that we have.
He would have started for the Ravens when we had our Super Bowl team. Tell me I'm wrong.
Danny Amendola, he's better than what we got. Like, come on, bro. That's the last time I'm going to address this. Like, you talk about a Super Bowl MVP, and you asking me what team would he start for?
It got so bad, bro. I saw people on Twitter arguing when they said the Ravens have the worst wide receiver core. They were like, actually, no, the Packers do. I'm like, so we're competing for second worst? Do you hear how that sounds? Like, what are we doing?
Yo, you called my wide receiver core number 32? Man, we at least
number 31. Come on, bro. Like, what? Oh, my God. That's so much better.
But listen, this is exactly why I believe that Lamar wants to leave.
Yeah.
Like, listen, he held up the sign in the Tampa Bay game, paid a man. More importantly to me, I think the problem with Lamar is the communication with his organization. Yeah. He found out during a press conference that Bateman was out for the season. You know what I'm saying?
That had me hot, bro.
How do you not tell your QB1 that his number one wide receiver is gone for the year? They're showing Lamar they don't respect him. They're showing Lamar, look, bruh, we're gonna do what we feel like, and it's crazy to me how these fans keep getting on us for saying something about the team when the team is blatantly showing everyone we don't care what y'all think. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to do any, and we're not even going to mask it. We used to mask it and cover it up by a splashy sign or telling you who we thought about looking at or who we thought about going after. Nowadays, they don't even do that. They just like this. Give me that guy right there. And if people don't like it, whatever. Lamar will get it.
Like, they keep expecting this man to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, bro. And it's like, at a certain point, you're gonna run the wheels off of him doing that, and it's not fair. It's not fair. They're treating this dude like a rental car. They're not giving him anything long-term security-wise, and they're thinking that the quarterback position is just interchangeable, despite the fact that we didn't win a single game outside of the Chicago game without Lamar last year. And we were the number 1 seed in the conference, not the division, the conference. And as soon as Lamar Jackson went down, we didn't win a single game and we missed the playoffs.
But we kept the games close.
Damn, the Ravens would be world champions at horseshoes and hand grenades. Too bad we playing football though, right?
Facts. And with that, we're going to transition to the bad news. Rashad Bateman is out for the year. Let me know what you think the ramifications of this injury is going to cause, and who do you think is going to step up in his place?
I think the ramifications. This is actually going to sound crazy. I think Rashad Bateman being gone actually doesn't hurt this team as much as people are making it out to be. And I'm not saying that in the sense because we act like we don't need him, because we need every wide receiver we can get our hands on. I'm saying that because I haven't seen Rashad Bateman making much of an impact in the past several weeks. And like, even when he is playing, he was out there on 1 foot apparently, and he just wasn't making much of a difference to me. So I think Mark Andrews being hurt hurts us a little more than Rashad Bateman, clearly. But I think that now that we're relying on Devin Duvernay, Tylan Wallace, and James Prochet, I do think that Deshaun Jackson and Demarcus Robinson are the ones that you're going to see step up the most. I think Demarcus Robinson showed in the Tampa game that he's got some juice, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be no explosive ass takeover. I think Deshaun Jackson is good for some big plays here and there because I think he can still fly a couple of times. But at the end of the day, I don't expect him to get more than maybe 3 touchdowns this season.
I'm not believing Robinson.
You not believing Robinson?
No, Tampa Bay was down there. Tampa Bay was down there at 3rd and 4th string corners.
And that's the thing. If we got him going against somebody's backup corner, good God Almighty, he's about to show out. But as soon as he faces an NFL starter, he turns back into Demarcus Robinson. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. But honestly, bro, I know everyone's been talking about it, so we might as well. We've waited till the last minute that you got to sign Odell Beckham. If Eric DeCosta does not at least present a contractual offer to Odell Beckham Jr., then he is not doing his job as the general manager of this football team. Like, there's no possible way you can blatantly look at this wide receiver core and say that I don't need to add something somewhere, and there's no one left. What are you going to sign Shamar Bridges again?
Oh, the savior? Because during training camp, everybody said this is the savior of the wide receiver room for that one catch. But listen, RG Nee said we don't need a number 1 receiver.
RG3 need to worry about
it's
buying the Commanders. RG Nee. Man, he need to stick to worrying about buying the Commanders, man. Like, ain't nobody care about his ratings opinions at the moment. Like, I'm not even sweating that. Anybody with common sense knows that Odell Beckham needs to be on the phone with this team, or this team needs to be on the phone with him ASAP. Mina Khan said it best.
What'd she say?
She said if I was Eric DeCosta, I would be on the phone saying, yes, whatever it takes to get you over here, let's make it happen, or something along those lines. But I think the only appeal you have is Lamar Jackson. And I think that's yet another reason why you sign him. You know what I'm saying? Because despite the fact that your offense is almost like kryptonite for a wide receiver, despite the fact that, this team has repeatedly showed they don't value the position, you still have a lot of guys who would love to play with a quarterback the caliber of Lamar Jackson, and that is your drawing piece. That is what draws you in. I think,
Right.
Even when we had Joe Flacco, it was a little bit harder to draw in free agents because we still didn't sign any major free agents at wide receiver when we had Flacco.
Right.
But I think even if Joe Flacco had more of that superstar X factor, like, you know what I'm saying, cachet to his name, then that would have made guys a little bit more inclined to take a closer look at the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson has that. Remember back in 2019 when he had all them dudes on the Jets lined up to sign, like,
Sign
get
his jersey.
jerseys
Right.
autograph?
Mhm.
Like, come on, bro. Like, dude, his peers love him the way fans do. Like,
Facts.
that's not something that comes around often. Like, the way that you have his peers being fans of this dude, the way everybody else is fans of Lamar Jackson.
People
That's a
outside of
drawing card.
sports. People
Yes.
outside of sport. But listen,
Shohei
also,
Ohtani.
listen, also an attraction for Lamar Jackson is Isaiah Likely, because in 8 weeks he's had one good game. So,
Gosh.
you know,
And I was on the bandwagon, of Isaiah Likely in the preseason.
we gotta bring up this one good game that he had. So let's give him his flowers. He had one good preseason game. He had one good game. Let's not talk about all his drops, his non-blocking, and all the rest of it. Let's talk about the one game against the backups. Good for him.
And it's like, and I do have to give myself some pause when I think about that Tampa game, because you're right, it was against backup corners. Backup safeties too. But at the same time, bro, like, we got to work with what we have right now. And that's the unfortunate reality of the situation, is that, once again, we have a quarterback that specializes in making chicken salad out of chicken shit. So it's like, obviously it's not ideal, but if he can go out there and lead the league in touchdown passes, throwing to Seth Roberts and Willie Snead, I think that we can do something with this receiving core. It'll be very rough. It'll be very, very difficult to watch sometimes. But I've seen worse teams come out on top in the end. I have. And I can't act like that's not a reality. I don't want to bank on it. By no means do I want to bank on us being one of these wild card teams that comes out of nowhere and goes on a Cinderella run. But
why? Is he related to somebody? He said likely stats are already better than Hayden Hurst's rookie year. Really?
Is that some sort of – does he want to cook for that?
No.
Hayden Hurst didn't do anything his rookie year.
First of all, his stats aren't better than Hayden Hurst right now. But we'll let him believe what he wants to believe. I'm done.
And even if they are, Hayden Hurst is on his third team in 5 years. Like,
but he's using that narrative to prove his point. It's okay.
Man, Hayden Hurst should not be the standard, bro.
But
his peers do hate Greg Roman. Like, that is not a lie. I can't disagree.
Facts.
Hey, man.
But listen, I got a list of names. I got a list of names. Me personally, Odell Beckham Jr., he's going to cost too much money.
We might fuck around sign Odell Beckham Sr. before we sign Odell Beckham Jr.
Facts. But I don't want Odell. I don't want any more injured people. We've had
too late.
We've had an injured team. We drafted an injured linebacker. We drafted an injured tight end. Like, it's not making sense. But I got some names for you. T.Y. Hilton still out there. We could possibly ask Will Fuller to come out of retirement. We can ask Cole Beasley to come out of retirement the second time. We got D.D. Westbrook, Kenny Stills, John Ross, Josh Gordon. Listen, this is what happens when you wait till the end of the season,
last minute,
to do it.
This is like having a project due at 11:59 and it's 11:30 and you just getting started, bro. Like,
Facts.
That is so bad. That list that you just named is so bad. Oh my god. Why? We might as well roll what we got. If other than Odell, if those are the only options, I don't want any of them dudes on this team. That's the one time I can say they're not better than what we have.
Why? I mean, listen, we like older receivers.
How old is Kenny Stills? Is he still 20?
He's like 20. He's like 28,
29. I would give Kenny Stills a call. Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy it. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't make it seem like it's some big deal. I'm still got Andy Isabella's face on a milk cart. I don't know where he is.
Listen, Andy Isabella is Freddy Krueger because I only see him in my dreams. I've never seen that dude in person. Yeah, I've never seen that dude in person. I've never seen him on the practice field. Is he real?
I don't know.
Has anybody seen this man?
I really don't know. I don't know if he's a real person. I need proof that he actually exists at this point. Honestly, yo, I don't think that Odell would sign here because I think all the good jersey numbers have been taken up by bums. Like, what does James Prochet get to wear number 3 for? You think Odell Beckham's going to come here and wear 85 while James Prochet is walking around on the sideline with number 3? Get out of here. I don't know, man. But honestly, like I said, it's gotten to the point where if you don't try to sign Odell, you're not doing your job as a GM, you know?
Yeah, facts. I agree. But speaking of injuries, let's move on to your head coach.
Our head coach.
I'm sorry.
It's just as deep as me.
I'm sorry. Our head coach. And I had something.
Jonathan.
I had something. Yeah, Jonathan. How about I had something for the Hollywood haters. That Hollywood was too small, and he wasn't our number one. Hollywood missed 2 games those first 2 seasons. How many has Bateman missed? Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin. How many is that? But yes, your head coach is a liar.
He is. He's a pathological liar.
He is a liar. When it comes to these injuries and what's going on with this team,
yep,
he lies about it. Like they knew Bateman was hurt more than what they gave up. But
he was hurt after the New England game.
They did. And as always, this organization kind of threw him under the bus. Like, oh, he decided to get surgery now. Well, if he has a Liz Frank injury or a foot injury, he needs to.
So is he supposed to just keep playing until his bone shoots out of his shoe?
I don't know. Listen, we already had an issue with J.K. Dobbins. He said J.K. Dobbins had successful arthroscopic knee surgery. And he's going to look better than he did beforehand. How do you know?
Hey, man, listen. I think the Ravens have looked really bad this season in handling injuries because you now have 3 people who have come back off of injuries and within 2 games immediately get injured again. Like J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Rashad Bateman. I hold my breath every time Ronnie Stanley gets in his stance, bro. Like, I need something to be investigated about Steve Saunders or the training staff or somebody. Like, there's no reason dude should still even be here after all that COVID stuff. I'm surprised they let him stay on the team still. But man, dudes are coming back and immediately getting injured again. That is not a good look, fam. It's happening too often. It ain't no coincidence neither.
I'm glad that you mentioned Steve Saunders' name because I have another video that popped up that I've seen today. All right. Take a look.
A lot to do with their strength coach.
Oh, does it?
The way that they practice in training camp, like they practice the way they go through training camp. It's like they want to be the best they can be in the first 4 weeks of the season, building up and trying to be the best they can be in January.
Yeah, that undefeated preseason record makes a lot more sense now, don't it?
Don't it? So pretty much they're overworking them, especially with some of the older players that we have. They're breaking them down. And the quote unquote narrative was Harbaugh was easy on his players. That's why we have one of the most stringent conditioning tests in the NFL because they overwork people. That's why the people year after year can't pass it. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that philosophically, emotionally, we need a change at the top. We need a new head coach with a new direction, with new words. Because I'm tired of hearing the same speech from John Harbaugh after every loss or after somebody goes down to injury. It's the same thing over and over again. Listen, yes, you are a great motivator of men. You are a player's coach, but you are a horrible X's and O's guy, and you are horrible at having the back of your players.
Man, honestly, I'm tired of hearing that communication excuse. Like, is dudes out there speaking different languages or something? How come year after year after year, every time we lose, we just got to communicate. We got to communicate. That's not good leadership, bro. And quite frankly, I said it after the last game that we lost, which was the Giants game. Like, somebody needs to be held accountable. And quite frankly, I think this whole staff, like from head coach, offensive coordinator especially, and I have not been impressed with the defensive coordinator. I would get it. It's been 8 weeks or whatever, but dude has not impressed me with the pieces we put out there in front of him. Like,
I'm impressed.
Clean house.
I'm impressed
with the defense.
I'm impressed with the defensive coordinator. For him being a grad student, he's doing okay. Now, if he was the actual defensive coordinator, I'd have a problem. But being he's a grad student helping out, I don't have a problem with that. But if he was our actual defensive coordinator, then we would have some issues.
You're an elite troll. He is our actual defensive coordinator, man.
For real?
I know it's hard to tell, bro.
Damn.
It's hard to tell, bro. Like, I think we need to clean house, GM included. I think Eric DeCosta's neglect of the offense, particularly the wide receiver position and taking care of Lamar Jackson, I think that he needs to go as well. Like,
Right.
What's good, Ferris? But I think we need to just clean house. Keep the players, obviously keep Lamar Jackson, but Harbaugh, DeCosta, McDonald, and Roman, get rid of them all. Start over from your coaching staff and your philosophy because you have the players. This is a talented roster, bro. Like, I'm looking at the pieces. Outside of the pass catchers, bro, this is a really talented roster that could still make some noise. But the philosophy is consistently getting in the way of our success, man. And our philosophy has been hindering the growth of our quarterback, our generationally talented quarterback. His growth has been hindered by this philosophy, whether people want to admit it or not.
They won't admit it because, if you say anything good about Lamar, you're a Lamar truther and you don't point out his faults. But you don't point out the fact that we've invested a lot of capital on a defense that gives up leads. What blew me away was people actually said in that Miami game, why didn't Lamar score more points?
He scored 38.
We gave up 28 points in the fourth quarter. 28 points. I will keep that same energy. 28 points in the fourth quarter. But the question was, if Lamar hadn't fumbled at the goal line, he never can do enough.
If Mike McDonald didn't let Tyreek Hill wipe his butt on our field, like, that's what made the difference. Like, I'm so tired of that, man.
That generational talent safety who just watched the ball just go over his head.
Sail right over his head. That 14th pick.
Twice. Just generational talent that can't start over a 7th round pick.
Man, come on, bro. And that's another thing. I like Kyle Hamilton, but dude is not – you're not going to impress me as the 14th overall pick splitting reps with Geno Stone, bro.
He's not even splitting reps. Geno Stone is starting, and he's coming in as the dime linebacker or whatever the hell he's doing.
It's really unfortunate that you're going to use your 14th overall pick in the draft to use on a rotational piece. And I'm supposed to be super excited because Pro Football Focus has him graded high. This is the same Pro Football Focus that y'all said gave Lamar like a shitty grade after the Miami game. Like, what are we talking about? You can't pick and choose when they run with football, Pro Football Focus.
Yeah, they can. They figure it's their publication. They do it how they choose. And for me, it's the fact that I don't even think they wanted Kyle Hamilton. I just think that they wanted the fact to be able to say, "Oh, we got a top 5 talent at 15, at 14. Look how smart we are."
I think they wanted 2 people instead of Kyle Hamilton, and they both got picked right before them. I think they wanted Chris Olave, or I think they wanted Jordan Davis. And both of them got picked up right before the Ravens could, and they found themselves in a dead space because they knew they were going to be able to get Linderbaum at 25, but they didn't know what to do with this pick at 14 at this point because there were no wide receivers left after Olave, London, Williams, and who was the other wide receiver that got picked in the first round?
Garrett Wilson, Olave.
Garrett Wilson, yeah,
Drake
and
London.
Garrett Wilson. I think they also potentially wanted Garrett Wilson.
Jahan Dotson.
I don't think they were looking at him with the 14th pick, though.
I mean, no, you could trade back.
You certainly could have traded back, but
you could have used one of the 6th, 4th round picks and traded up, especially when the run on wide receiver stuff.
And got NFL young boy over there instead of letting Pittsburgh get another generational talented wide receiver.
I hate them.
I hate them too, bro. Like, they make me itch.
Facts. All right, have you seen what's going on with Brian Baldinger and Matt Judon?
I did, and I agree with every word Matt Judon said, and he's not wrong. And I wonder if fans online, like the Purple Patrol and other fans, and I'm not going to name anybody, actually. I'm not going to name anyone. There's a certain fan account that I keep seeing pop up on my feed that I'm just, at this point, I'm about to just block. But there's a certain fan account. I think you know who I'm not going to say his name, bro. I don't want to start no beef. But there's a certain fan account that I keep seeing that I'm really about to just block, bro. It's so annoying. But are you going to tell Matt Judon that he doesn't know football now because he said something unglowingly about the Ravens? Because like I noticed that's what a lot of people like to do when people don't agree with them. You know what I'm saying? They like to run on their little platforms on Twitter and yell about how you don't know football because you don't agree with everything I'm saying. You're a casual that's not watching the game. Like, what?
Right.
Bro, it's so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if they're going to have that same energy for Matthew Judon, multiple-time Pro Bowler Matthew Judon. They're going to tell him he doesn't know football.
NFL league leading in sacks, Matthew Judon. So if y'all can't see it, what happened was Brian Baldinger is pretty much praising the Ravens, saying that they can draft pass rushers. They know how to find them. They can just pick them from anywhere. But Matt Judon clapped back saying, but they don't pay them, which is factually correct.
Factually correct. Brian Baldinger agreed with him too.
Yeah, of course.
He knew what's up. You know what's up. Everybody knows what's up with the Ravens, man. Like, it's no secret. They are cheapskates. Even on the defensive side of the ball, it's not like they just shoveling all the money over there. It's like they don't pay nobody that deserves it. They want to use them up on their rookie contracts as much as they can and then let them go and feel like they can do it all over again with some other kid. Like, it is really weird how the Ravens just, oh my gosh. But then you got these fans who want to police how other people fan and enjoy the games and want to act like the Ravens can do no wrong, man. Like, it's mind-boggling. Like,
Bruh,
how is it that all these players can go to other teams and do so well after they leave the Ravens?
Deshaun, you don't know what you're talking about because my level of fandom is at a 10. Your level of fandom is at a 3. I'm more of a fan than you are. So how you gonna tell me what's right and what's wrong? All this stuff, listen, the thing that upsets me is all of this is opinion based. My opinion, your opinion. As long as we respecting each other, who cares? It's a discussion.
My father always told me opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink.
Facts.
Like,
facts.
It is what it is, man.
But speaking of these prolific pass rushers, give me your thoughts on the game Monday night for the game against the Saints. Apparently, Tyus Bowser's back, so that should help out. And David injured Abo.
That's so petty.
He's been seen on the field practicing. He actually practiced today. Let me stop. He practiced today, so I don't think that they play him. But give me your thoughts on the game coming up. But I will say that Marcus Peters questionable hamstring. Marcus Peters questionable with a quad. Humphreys is questionable with a hamstring. So we get some people back, we lose some people. Give me your thoughts on the game.
So real quick, I want to get the Marcus Peters one out there. I do know from experience, like with leg injuries, it is kind of difficult when you're getting back at first because your quad muscles shrink so much because of inactivity. It's really insane how fast, like, not walking around will really reduce your quad muscles. So he's probably still working like that particular muscle back to full size, but I do think Marcus Peters will be able to play because I think this has just been something that's kind of nagging him for pretty much the whole season. Like, I've pretty much seen him on the injury report with the quad injury, but he's still managed to come out there and thug it out. So I think he'll be good. Marlon, in terms of the hamstring, I'm hoping that the extra day's rest will do him some good. I don't think the hamstring, unless it's like something that's where he's like super critical, I think he'll still play. And then in terms of Tyus coming back, I do think that's a major, major piece in addition to our defense because he's one of these Swiss Army knife guys. You know what I'm saying? He's one of these guys that can play multiple positions, that can do multiple things, and always finds himself around the ball. You know what I mean? In the run and pass game. Like, if he's chasing down the quarterback, if he's chasing down the running back, Tyus Bowser finds himself around the ball. And then clearly you're going to have a major boost. And I don't think they're going to play Ojabo, by the way. I think they're going to let him get the bye week off and then let him come back the next game after that. But I think they're going to get a major boost with Roquan Smith out there, bro. Like, you're getting Tyus Bowser back, and then you're adding Roquan Smith to the defense. I think that kind of is going to – those are two major components to what you've been trying to do. I think that Tyus as a pass rusher gives us a boost. I don't think he's going to come in there and be Khalil Mack or nobody, but I do think he's going to come back and give us a boost on the pass rush. I'm so tired of hearing the excuses for Odafe Owe. People keep acting like they're just holding him, like he's the only player in the NFL that gets held. But for some reason, they're not holding Justin Houston. Like, hey, Justin Houston's leading the league or top 5 in the league in sacks. We're not going to hold him. We're going to hold this dude that's got 1 sack all year. Like, come on, bro. Fans got to be realistic and not act like critiquing a player means that you hate them or something.
Facts. I don't even give a Owe that sack. That offensive lineman pushed him into that guy. I get that offensive lineman credit for that sack.
Bro. I mean, I think the pass rush is going to get a major boost. I think it's a shame that Justin Houston and Jason Pierre-Paul have been.
Trouble.
Oh man, I'm not supposed to talk about OA, am I? I'm sorry.
You talk about whatever you want to talk about.
But
listen. I keep telling people in here we do facts over feelings.
I feel that. I love it.
But then now I have to change that and say we have to do facts over fandom.
Yeah, straight up.
Facts over fandom.
For real. But I think it's a shame, man, when Justin Houston and Jason Pierre-Paul at their ages are your best pass rushers on the team. And I think that unfortunately this has been an hourglass that is steadily falling and it's gonna run out eventually. Like a muscle head with no moves. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's not wrong though. Like, dude has no plan when he lines up at the point of attack. He just goes out there and says, whatever happens, it's gonna happen.
He says film over opinion. All right, well, show me the film that Isaiah Likely is this star that you say after one good game. Show me that film.
Listen, we all out there watching the same exact game, bro. Like, why is it so? What is so special about Odafe Owe that he is the most held player in the league and that he's not getting no calls? That the refs have something against him? Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all gotta stop with this stuff. Like, every play is not a hold. I played defensive lineman before. I used to think that every time I got blocked, it was a hold. It's not. Sometimes you just get straight up stood up. Like,
man, we got favorite players. So every little thing is a foul. Every time.
Lamar is my favorite player, hands down, no question. When he plays like dog water, he plays like dog water. Like, call it how you see it.
They doubling Owe over Justin Houston? Is that what you're telling me? They most
doubling him with who? He's lined up in a non-technique most of the time. So who is he getting doubled by? He's getting doubled by a tight end?
His muscles. The tight end in his own muscles.
Odafe Owe has just had a disappointing start to the season. People need to just call it what it is. It doesn't mean he's the worst player in the world. It doesn't mean he should be cut. It just means he needs to play better.
Listen, also, I mean, I wasn't a fan of the Owe draft pick, but I'm not going to put it all on Owe. Where's his position coaches? When is he going to get coached up? That's my big question.
No, they relying on Justin Houston to do it. That's what they keep signing all these old, washed-up dudes to do, so they can come in and be veteran leaders and basically do the coach's job for him.
He didn't have 4.3 speed when he was chasing Jacoby Brissett.
Guys, we need to talk about this 4.3 speed thing. The ability to run 40 yards in a straight line as if this was some kind of track meet does not help you as a pass rusher. Because you have 4.3 40-yard dash speed, that would help you in a track race. No, that would help you as a punt returner. He's a pass rusher. He's not ever going to be running in a straight full sprint. So that 4.3 speed doesn't help him. And it certainly hasn't helped him get around the edge on people. He didn't get no sacks.
Facts. All right, now we're going to jump to this last topic, and I just need your opinion on this.
Well,
it's not a good one.
Hey man, listen. I ain't worried.
We 3-6.
Okay.
We 0-5 on the road.
That's fine.
We've lost 4 straight.
Cool.
And we decide we're gonna rest people tonight.
I love it. You know what? Here's my philosophy when it comes to the NBA, bro. I don't even, and this is ever since I become a Warriors fan, by the way. Like, after I gave up on them other bums, like, and started bettering my life and taking care of my mental health.
Who's the other bums?
We not even going to speak their names, man. But
no, I don't know. Who are they? Name one player for them. Is one of them named Westbrook?
Not anymore.
Oh, after one game?
Huh? I was never a Lakers fan. No. We're not doing this. I was never a Lakers fan. We're not even going to act like that was ever in the cards for me. I was always a Kobe Bryant fan. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite player of all time. But in terms of worrying about the Warriors, bro, here's my philosophy about basketball. I don't worry. I don't exert any worry, any energy. I don't get any stress until February at least. because
Right.
none of the stuff that takes place at this point in the season matters at all. Like, this is still preseason. This is still technically preseason, bro. It's like you said, we're 3-6, so not even 10 games into the season. There's a team right now that is balling, that is absolutely killing it, that will be a lottery pick by the time that the season starts.
Right.
By the time the season is like, by the time the All-Star break is around upon us, they're gonna stink. So it's like, I'm not sweating this at all. Steph is gonna get it together. Clay is gonna get it together. Jordan Poole is gonna stop carrying.
Right.
Draymond Green is gonna ice his knuckles and get back to proper form.
What you mean Steph gonna get together? He's averaging 31 points a game.
You know, sometimes Steph has to do the Lamar Jackson effect and turn chicken shit into chicken salad once again. Like, you got to make something out of nothing. He has to put more on his back than usual. 31 points a game is insane, bro. Insane. But at the same time, you and I both know Steph could go on a stretch where he averages close to 40.
He could.
So if he just goes on one of them little stretches, Clay, like, what's Clay averaging right now? I haven't looked at the stats. Like
15 points a game.
Okay, I need Clay to get it back to at least
fourth.
20.
He's fourth in scoring. Next is Poole at 16. Wiggins is 17.
That's what I'm expecting out of Wiggins, right? Andrew Wiggins, 17 points a game. How many rebounds is he getting?
Who knows? Who cares? He's Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah. I'm expecting about 17 points a game out of Andrew Wiggins. With the contract that we gave Jordan Poole, I need him to get close to 20, and I need Clay to get close to 20. I know Clay can still do it, bro. I know he can. A lot of folks are giving up on Clay. I'm still a Clay fan, me personally.
Right.
Like, I know he can still give you 20 a game. So
he can.
I need Clay and Jordan Poole to both get back up to 20 a game. Andrew Wiggins, he's cool at 17 for me. Steph, I don't expect him necessarily to keep it up at 31 points per game or 30 a game all year necessarily. Right. He could. If he does, I mean, it's another testament to why he's one of the greatest players we've ever seen. But you know what I'm saying? I think he'll go on a stretch where he boosts it up, but I think he'll sort of come back down to earth over the stretch of the season. It's still like the first 10 games, so stats and numbers are going to be inflated a little bit. But I'm not worried about the Warriors at all, bro. Like, we're still the reigning defending champions.
Facts.
And at the end of the day, like, we're still a good chance that we're going to repeat that. You know, because who's gonna stop us in the West when it comes down to it, bro? Aside,
I don't know.
I'm not afraid of Memphis, and I'm certainly not afraid of the Mavericks. I'm certainly not afraid of the Dallas Mavericks, bro. Bring it.
It depends on if we get fat Luka or if we get in shape Luka. That might make it a little difficult.
We could get Giga Chad Luka. Like, it don't matter. It don't matter. Like, Luka we could have Super Saiyan 4 Luka with the tail and everything. It wouldn't matter. Steph Curry is still better. And Draymond is going to hold him to whatever it takes. Like, Draymond is going to stay in front of him as long as is necessary and slow him down as much as necessary to win. And at the end of the day, bro, we're going to call a spade a spade. If it does look like it's getting grim and Luka's becoming too unstoppable, Draymond is going to tackle his ass.
Or kick him in the prime.
Or kick him. Hey, Draymond's going to do something. Like,
I got to shout out Big Reg. Yes, Banchero. Yes. Future All-Star, future MVP. You know why? Do you know why? Because he went to Duke.
Oh,
he went to Duke University. Listen, don't get me started.
Gross.
Don't get me started. Listen,
Gross.
Hey, Chinwoo, like, they might. Listen, I'm not going to hold you. They might beat us one time. You mean not going to beat us in the finals?
Wizards.
Y'all not going to make it to the playoffs.
What Wizards? With Kristaps Porzingis? Nah.
Yeah, what happened to dude?
Man, listen. I think Clay's going through a midlife crisis at the moment. He'll get it together.
I mean, listen, the Bucks, but Giannis.
The Bucks are the team that I fear the most coming out of the East, and that's only because I saw what we could do against the Celtics, so I'm not too worried about them anymore. But the Bucks worry me with Giannis. That's the one team coming out the East that I'm keeping an eye on, where I'm like, all right, these dudes, because it's like, even like I said with Luka, like, realistically, right? Like, I'm trolling with the Draymond tackling himself, but I feel like we got bodies that we can throw in front of Luka as a 6'6" guard that can kind of slow him down. You know what I'm saying? Like, with Giannis, though, if bro man get going, like, all you can do is pray. And that's the scary part.
Hey.
Like they've got their own version of Steph Curry. Like when he gets going, there's nothing you can do about it but watch.
Yep. Listen, tell me you're a Lakers fan without telling me you're a Lakers fan. Bam.
You should be. Hey, family. Hey, you should just worry about who's going to start between Russell Westbrook and Matt Ryan. We're not worried about the Lakers over here. Matt Ryan. I had to look up who everybody was talking about at first. I thought the Colts quarterback had came out and did some wild shit. Like, but then I saw it was
Rodney. Who was Matt Ryan?
He hit a game. He gave them their first win of the season the other night because he hit a game winner or something. He's their new Caruso, basically.
Listen, Agent E, I'm not gonna argue with you, bro.
I don't disagree.
A
unique athlete who physically stands head and shoulders above his contemporaries in terms of his physical abilities. Hey, I don't disagree with it. He just got to get that ring, and that comparison is set in stone.
Right. Listen, I saw the movie. On Disney Plus. I was cool on Giannis, but once I saw that movie, I got a whole new respect for that dude.
You got a movie on Disney Plus? I don't even got Disney Plus.
Oh no, it might not have been Disney Plus. It was on one of them. Yeah, I think it's Disney Plus. His life story.
He got a documentary or something?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, son. Listen, I need to check that out. I've always been a Giannis fan, though.
Listen, much respect. I'm not putting this comment up because I will not tolerate you cursing at me, Brodney.
Oh, man.
And yes, we are one game better than the Lakers right now.
Listen, Brodney, we're several championships better than y'all over the past several years, okay? I don't even want to hear it.
Listen, don't pay. I don't know why you paying Brodney any mind because once street clothes goes down,
oh man,
which you know he is,
Mr. Glass,
it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, I mean, these dudes is out here ruining LeBron's legacy. Like, it's a shame. It's a shame.
I'm not a LeBron fan, but I don't care what they do over these next.
Nah, yeah, they're not gonna ruin it.
They're not ruining it.
His legacy is what it is, but these niggas certainly ain't helping. Like, I know bro got to be going through it over there right now.
Just the team he put together. Who cares if he going through it? He wanted these people.
Hey, I don't know why it as I've watched LeBron over the years, bro. Like, I don't know why there has never been a time where a team just said, you know what, just put shooters around him. I don't care what he wants. He's gonna win and he's gonna be happy. Just like remember when they had like I said, Miami, yeah. Miami had Ray Allen, Mac Miller, Shane Battier. Like they had shooters, bro. Right now, you got a bunch of dudes who's crowding the lane. Like, oh my gosh, it's gross. It's bad basketball. That's really what it is.
Really, Ravensy? Really? So I guess you're watching this game right now.
I like Jason Tatum. I like Jason Tatum a lot. But
Duke. Oh, another Duke player. Wow.
I don't like Duke.
I know you don't.
Hey, you know I don't like Duke.
But you like Duke players though.
Hey man, I like good hoopers, bro. I call it how I see it. Good hoopers, they get my attention.
Hey, hold up.
He's a hooper, bro.
Wait a minute. He said I hate LeBron for
spiritual reasons. Oh boy, must be a Wizards fan.
Right. Hey, he must have cooked his team or something.
No. He must have nightmares about LeBron whispering in old boy's ear at the free throw line.
Facts. All right, we've been here for an hour and 14 minutes. So we about to end this stream. Deshaun, let the people know what you got going on, brother.
Man, listen, I'm just staying down till I come up. You feel me? I'm just a humble fan who gives his opinions every now and again. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jesus Nephew. And please be sure to like and subscribe and show my man Hendo some love. You know what I'm saying? This is a good dude who's out here doing good things for the community. I mean, out here doing good things for the Ravens fan base.
Thank you. I try.
No doubt, bro.
And no, we're not doing a talk stream.
Hell no.
Listen, anytime you want to come on the show, bro, just let me know. Because you can disappear from it. I know you working hard. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. You writing, you know what I'm saying? You directing, you putting things together and you moving. But anytime, listen,
Yes, sir.
Sundays, 7 p.m. is the regular show, or whenever the Ravens play after the game, we hit that live stream. Let me know what you want to be a part of. Let me know if you just want to do some collab. Hey, we all can be there. Brodney wants to be down. We can include him as well.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you, Brodney. Yo, you really be looking out too.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Listen, I appreciate everybody that took the time out for this pop-up stream. It went way longer than I really expected. But of course, when you have good conversation, you have good interaction with people, the time just seems to fly. You know, these things happen. I'll see y'all maybe Sunday. I might have another special guest that was in the comments with me, you know, but we kind of like I think we're on 2 different coasts. You know what I'm saying? Not a problem, bro. 2 different coasts, Modern Warfare 2. We might, you know what I'm saying? Now, if y'all want to get down with this Modern Warfare 2, we have a Discord. You know what I'm saying? Hit the Patreon up, patreon.com/ROUG. Join the Discord. You know, we hit together, do some gaming. If not there, we go to Old Man Gamers. Shout out to Lunch Break Hot Take and Brodney. Make sure we are trying to get Old Man Gamers up and running.
Trying to revive it, you feel me? Everybody go subscribe to Old Man Gamers, please. This is a petition to bring back the OMG channel.
Yes, we need to get that on there. Listen,
I still need my Red Dead video.
Brodney didn't give you a video?
I never got a Red Dead video or Elden Ring video.
Wow.
Or Biomutant video. That's 3.
Wow. Because I thought as a patron, we were supposed to get a video every month.
Hey, man.
What happened with that? What happened? I thought it was supposed to be one every month.
I did too.
Agent, why you picking on Raven Seed, bro?
Yeah, Jose.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is Fear Street even still on Netflix right now?
Listen, y'all sidetracking me. You know what I'm saying? We try to get up out of here, but like I tell you all the time. Always think for yourself, never give in to conformity.
Sure, yeah.
Be your own person. Formulate your own opinions. Listen, we can always disagree, but as long as we can have respectful, intelligent conversations about it, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can help you see something. You can help me see something. But as long as we're respectful, we can get something accomplished. And most importantly, remember, be somebody important. Be yourself. Until next time.
Peace.